We're here at Hush Haunted Attraction in Detroit, Michigan. Today, we're going to do a full walkthrough. So let's head inside and we'll start our tour. I'm here with Cody Bailey, the owner and founder of Hush. Hello, Cody.
Hey, how are you?
I'm alive. Are you also alive?
Barely.
We're going to actually walk with Cody through the entire attraction and give you all a taste of what it looks like with the show lights on. There's a lot of great detail that I think you miss if you're running through Screaming.
Absolutely.
Especially this year, there are 3 hidden bars. All right, wow, look at this. It's Bourbon Street, and obviously there's Mardi Gras elements to hint to that. So tell me why you chose Bourbon Street.
Just one of my favorite places to go, and I thought it'd be a really fun party atmosphere for people while they're waiting. The balcony behind me and at the end down there are both fully functioning balconies. So we have actors up there throughout the night that, toss beads, shirts, and just entertain.
And you have confetti cannons?
We do, yeah. People spend more time in the line than they do in the attractions most of the time. The more we can do to keep them entertained, the happier they're going to be with the end result.
You walk in and normal guests will go right to the Hush Falls Hotel,
Yep.
right? That's the facade for the haunted attraction. But people with the bar pass, they're going to start actually at Voodoo Blues.
So you can buy the bar pass with your tickets online or at the door. They're $10. That gets you guaranteed access to all 3 bars. The only other way you can get in is if you are gifted a token from an actor, and that token will only get you into one of the 3 bars.
So we're entering in Madame Louise, and that's the gateway into the Voodoo Blues.
And there she is. So this will be your first bar. Each bar has completely different drink menus.
So we have the Jello shots here, we have the frozen French, and we have the Voodoo Sacrifice.
Yep.
So theming, when you decide to make this bar, obviously it's Voodoo because you're in the New Orleans.
Yeah, so when it's Voodoo Blues, it's kind of like a mesh-up of the Voodoo, like New Orleans, and then also like House of Blues, and started in New Orleans as well.
Okay.
Depending on the night, we also have performers here, so we have a burlesque dancer on Saturdays.
There. Oh, that's cool, yeah.
And some other stuff too.
So when guests finish with their drinks and they're ready to enter, they're walking down this way?
Yep, one of these 2 openings here, and then they'll talk with one of our security guards here to give them those clues to find the other 2 bars as well.
So we're entering now the hotel.
Yes. So this is where the attraction begins. You'll come in here and...
Ta-da! This was the first attraction you built, right? Was the hotel?
Yeah, this was one of the first things we built.
This is glorious. I wonder if anyone watching in the comments, let us know, but if you think you recognize some of these things.
Yeah.
For licensing purposes, I don't think we can say what this is referencing, but...
As you'll see as we continue to go through everything we do, we want to make sure we're focusing as much as we can on the details. So all those keychains back there are real keychains we had made, branded with the logo on them. So you'll come right here, they'll take your group photo, scan a card, you can buy those at the end, digitally or printed or both.
So we're checking in.
Yep.
But will we check out?
Unlikely.
Unlikely. Service elevators. So when you walk into here during the day, you're first greeted by an actress that comes in to actually usher you into the elevator.
Yeah, and there's 2 different ones, so we'll spread it all out with the groups and everything depending on the night. So you'll get, like you said, you'll get ushered into the elevator. They'll hit the button, we'll get sealed up for a second, a little show will happen, and then we'll go out the back door.
And we also, as we're going through too, we have these signs here that kind of tell us about a little bit spoiler of what we're going to go into.
And so this is the first of the 3 theme sections. We're going underneath Hush Falls, where they were, we'll get through the maintenance areas, but then we'll go into the sewers and where they were doing some drilling and expansion and discovered something.
So this is the laundry, like we saw from the sign, right?
Yes.
And this is so fun because I think
the actor can come through the holes,
the actor
or
can
they
come
can
through
open the door fully.
Yeah, isn't that, that's so cool. It's like you don't really, this is one of those great little moments where you don't expect anything to be here and then just like pops out at you. Cody has a year-round team, and the team makes everything by hand. That's why everything is so themed for the Hush brand.
Yeah. So now we're in the boiler room.
Boiler room.
The next stop on the journey.
And you can't block out the full ceiling, so I always make a point of mentioning that, because a lot of haunts, a lot of them will stop at the maybe 8-foot level and they won't put anything above it, or that maybe they'll go to 12 and then they'll stop there. But because you can't cover the ceiling completely, that's a big rule in haunted houses. And so this is just cool to see that there's that extra effort to make it feel enclosed, to make it feel like you're going through the boiler room, like you have these pipes running above your head. Here's a nice fun effect too when you're walking through here. These cans kind of rush towards you.
Yeah, they come rolling at you.
Come rolling at you, yeah. So
now you're in the sewers underneath the city.
So now we're under the city officially.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're getting ready to head into, we're going through sewers first, and then we're gonna, they were doing some digging underneath the city in the past year and trying to expand their sewer system. And so as I said, they were doing digging. They uncovered a secret, which is a temple, which we'll go into next. So they kind of did a makeshift archaeologist office here to uncover the secrets from that temple. So that's what this guy is.
Oh, so we're as we go through the tunnels, that's how we're transitioning now. This is the transition point right here. This is definitely my favorite scene from this year, and it's because of a lot of things. We walk out, so right now the view you're looking at, you get the big reveal. So basically you're going from being completely covered to then you're having these 12-foot pillars. So it really gives you a sense of perspective as you're walking through.
Yeah. You got the giant snake up there. He does come shooting out at you down at an angle, and his head turns, moves, his jaws move, all that.
Yeah. So we're walking into
more temple.
The temple, which is crazy. So again, these are
multiple scare spots here.
We got some scare spots here. So now we're in the temple.
Yep. And so this hallway is kind of like a caved-in section of the temple.
So the transition here that we've gone through, we went through like a caved-in area, but there was still like human interference in there, and now it's completely native temple, right? And that's a transition we saw in there where we saw just previously there was still some wood and still some excavating tools, and now we're completely into the temple. I think this is important because we have this snake motif that you're going to see throughout the entire temple, which is also on the bar key.
Yes.
Right.
So each secret bar has a special handcrafted key that is available for purchase only inside that bar.
Okay, so a crypt. Oh gosh. So we got a lot of wonderful skull work here, a lot of nice props, and we're going through a crypt.
Yep, more of that again. Yeah, another scare spot there, another scare spot here for that same actor. So multiple areas they can hit people.
I really like these especially where they're embedded into the wall and one after another, so you can swap between them. And especially this one where it's so loud, but I don't think you expect.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's hidden kind of among the skulls, so an actor can just kind of lay there and then come out at you. Yeah. There's someone here.
Yep.
Right. That is
to make sure that you have the pass or the tokens to get in.
Okay. So, and I also another thing I like about the detail work here, we've seen these crates the entire time that we've been walking through this area, and then you have a full-length one that you essentially walk into.
So this is the way in. You're going to come in here first. You'll get your drinks here.
So unlike the other bars, this one is it's broken up into different spaces.
You have to do a little bit of movement.
You have to. Which also fits because it's base camp. You're exploring. We're walking through, and the ground is one of those where it's uneven levels.
Yeah, it acts as a ramp up so we have a higher area to come down over here, as you'll see in a minute, and it just adds to the effect. It's kind of sinking into the swampy grounds.
Yeah.
You can come into the one of the tents here at base camp and hang out, finish your drinks, do some really cool photos, and you'll just see some broken open crates that have different artifacts that they were able to get from inside the temple.
Yeah. Okay. So once you're done,
we're gonna
with your drink.
Your trash is hidden in a crate.
Yeah. This is so cute. Look at this. This is so cute.
Just the trash can hanging out here wouldn't make sense.
Well, just one of those little things, very, very like Disney-esque, right? Where you're like, the trash can can't look like a trash can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, just as we entered through a crate into this bar, we're going to exit through a crate. This little hallway right here is kind of the transition into that second themed attraction, which is Louisiana Catacombs, which is a cemetery-based area.
So this is the next themed area, which is...
This is going to be the start of Louisiana Catacombs, which is that above-ground style cemetery.
Okay.
Yep.
Again, why Louisiana Catacombs? I feel like
all ties back into the front half.
I'm not even aware that Louisiana Catacombs were a thing. I'm gonna get... Don't give me shade in the comments for that, please. Look at this. So we've above-ground catacombs, and we have our little crypt here, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to make our way through a bunch of different tombs and other areas. And then we're gonna go this way. And what we see right here is the side view of the third bar. That's the inside of the third bar, the distillery, off the front of the mansion. So the people inside the bar get to look out at you, getting scared. And it also kind of serves as a distraction because as you're walking through, why are there all these people standing in these windows? And then boom, someone pops out.
This was last year's big scene, which is another large, that has to be, how tall
The very
is that?
top of that, I think, is at the 20 or 22 foot mark.
22 feet.
It's the same behind you. So you're sandwiched in between two towering facades here. You have the front of the mansion over there with the antique stained glass window up top, and then you have the church over here.
And that kind of makes sense as to why you do the tombs and you have the fountain here and everything kind of relates to the mansion. We have an actor here as well during the day that's talking to you here outside of the tomb. Okay.
So we're still going through more tomb area. You got some scare box there. Gonna have a animatronic behind us.
And the symbol on these tombs, where'd you get, is this a standard tomb symbol? I've seen that a few times.
That was made in house, I believe, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So we're gonna head this way and we're gonna enter into that church facade you saw out there a little bit ago.
Oh, we're actually entering into the church facade? Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here it is.
And tell me what's happening in this scene.
So it's kind of, you got the Baphomet idol up there, you got the monks all around him, you have an actor also like the monks that's in one of these other two cubbies beside us.
And this is your crypt.
Yeah, so this is the outside of it, we're gonna enter into it here in a minute. All right, so now we're entering into that tomb, which kind of had this giant tree overtake it. As you'll see, that's all hand sculpted in-house as well.
Okay, so this is what we're walking through, we're walking through like kind of the trunk of the tree.
Yep.
Okay,
and now
so, that makes sense. Okay.
And now you're in the crypt. There's my statue for my inevitable death, where my ashes will be under or something.
So this cabin, I think, is probably my second favorite scene, and it's really just because of the scare.
The actor's gonna be hidden behind this door, it's gonna be closed. They're gonna hit a trigger, a huge explosion happens, all the windows blow out, big thunderous like strobe lights and lightning.
I think this is another example of these scenes that wouldn't really work in like a large theme park haunt. I mean, it looks gorgeous, so aesthetically it fits, but it's just, that's a lot of work to have the actor come up each time that there's a group to get the scare, and that requires the smaller groups of people.
Yeah, all right.
I'm also an actor that can do that, because it'd definitely not be me all night, I can tell you that.
Bathroom, bunk bed area, and now we're exiting out. So this is going to be the end of that second themed attraction, the cemetery. And now we're going to kind of enter a little re-queue area to start the third and final section, which is Rosecliff Hall, which is a Victorian Gothic styled mansion. And this year's theme for the mansion is kind of like classic Halloween, trick-or-treaters, and all that fun stuff.
I love classic Halloween, and I love this scene because you walk in and you're greeted by a trick-or-treater, and he guides you through in this area. And then we get to see all the jack-o'-lanterns and all the classic Halloween aesthetic as we walk in as well.
This is going to be where you're going to find the third and final bar, or just enter the mansion, which will be behind us, but we're going to go into the bar first. So the clues here that you're looking for is this carriage, because it's the carriage house is where we're going into.
So the big trick-or-treat sign.
Yeah.
Trick-or-treat.
So there's a gate that's closed here, and then the door guy here will check for your bar pass or your tokens, and then let you in. And so this, as I mentioned, is the carriage house off the mansion, but it kind of got taken over by some vampires, so this is kind of like a little bit vampire-themed bar. And as we said, the last bar was unique. This one also is, because it's the only one that has these windows that you can see into the haunted house as people are walking through and getting scared. And you can also... The air is not turned on right now, but so the customers in here can actually trigger this, hit this button here. It's going to shoot off a huge air blast at people as they're walking through, and then you can see their reaction. So you get to scare them yourselves.
I love that.
That is part of it.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corpse Reviver drink's probably one of the most unique ones out of all three bars. Standard, whatever, gin, ginger syrup, and sour mix. But on the side of the glass is a electric dust rim, which is made from ground up Szechuan button flowers. So you're gonna lick that, wait about 15 or so seconds, and your mouth's gonna numb, and you're kind of like gonna salivate way more than normal, and it's gonna completely change the experience with the drink, and it's really unique. So now you'll have the actor here that'll start you off, and we're gonna enter into the mansion. So this is the foyer.
And in here you have an actor that greets you.
Yeah, he's actually right out there, and then you have another one that's gonna be in various areas of this room. It's a Victorian Gothic style themed, a lot of like inspiration from Crimson Peak, the movie, and some other ones as well. But this also has probably the most unique like set pieces and really good storytelling pieces. Like, so the railing here, that piece behind us, is the only actual real wood one that we were able to get from a church in Chicago in the 1800s.
It's this one, right? That's right here. Yeah.
We took a section out of that and made a mold of the middle there and the little spindle. So then the rest of everything you see around you is actually foam. It's not real wood, other than the top rail itself for like safety. But
yeah. And so there's a great actor here as well that kind of welcomes you in to the kitchen, right? Because so what is the story here? We entered a mansion, then we're kind of just going into...
So yeah, so you're going through the various rooms of the mansion. It's classic Halloween trick-or-treaters, and the actor here actually is playing Candy Corn, a Frankenstein-y witch who couldn't have children, so she was making her own children, which is why they're the trick-or-treaters that have to always wear the mask to hide their face.
So we're going to the kitchen, and so that actor then ushers you into the kitchen, and that's kind of where we end up in here.
Yep.
Okay. And so you redid this to be more classic witch style kitchen, right? Because we get the cauldron effect, and there's a great fog effect that shoots down
lighting,
here.
And then all this that looks like stone and wood, it's all hand carved out of foam, and then it's coated.
Yeah. And we also get, again, things that are able to hang over your head here as well. We get these little decorations, everything. We have this wood ceiling here. Oh, here's the bodies. Okay.
Yep. There are a bunch of different like classic trick-or-treaters, but these are ones that didn't survive, so they just got strung up. All right, so now we're heading into the residential wing of the mansion. So we're going to go into the bathroom off of the main bedroom, which is Candy Corn's bedroom over here in a second.
Look at all this molding and all this.
Again, all this is antique molding
look at this.
that we got with the same time as the other stuff.
Like I'm going through a haunt and I'm like, look at the molding. It's gorgeous. It's nice tile work, and again the ceilings as well. We get
cedar closet.
Oh, that's right. So we're going to the closet now.
Yep. And now you're gonna end up in the bedroom.
So we came out of the closet.
So this is Mom's bedroom. Oh wait.
He didn't get that.
I heard it.
He didn't take the bait.
Yeah, that's it's her side chick.
Okay. So this is the mistress wing. So we've exited, now we're going to the...
Yes, now we're heading actually to another bedroom here in a minute, but right now we're going through a hallway in the mansion. These are both scare spots here. You got some really cool shadowing effects with the lighting in here with the broken glass ceiling.
Yeah, the vines are breaking through the glass. That's cool.
Nook study library area. She may move or something. And then we're going to go into the children's bedroom, which is going to be a series of rooms here. So you have a couple different scare spots in this room as well. You can you got the bed, obviously. Someone can go in, or they can come out of this closet somehow. There it is.
Okay.
And now you're kind of going into like the little dressing room area for the kids. So you got all the different mirrors.
Why did the kids have a dressing room?
Yeah, because they all gotta get ready. Gotta put their mask on to hide their ugly faces.
Okay, all right, I got it now. This is also one of my favorite.
So this effect is you went the two full mirrors there, and then you have this one that's replicated on both sides. So what's gonna happen? They'll hit that trigger. You'll hear a glass break. All the bulbs are gonna explode, and then an actor's gonna shoot out from the side like they just broke through a mirror, but it's not.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Then you'll carry in through a little hallway over to the kids' toy room. Another scare spot there through some.
Yeah, I love these too. We saw these in one of the other behind-the-scenes ones that we did, but this is a cool way of doing it too, where it looks like it's part of the wood paneling. Okay.
Yeah. So now you're in the kids' playroom. Got the giant Jack in the Box, the stage where there's a three-faced doll chick usually hanging out, depending on the evening.
Also very tight.
Yeah.
In here as well, like these very tight ceilings.
Mountains of antique dolls
and these are the kids again that the witch created. Okay, so that's why
your way out is you're going to go through this broken Jack in the Box.
Oh gosh. Okay.
A little crouch down.
Oh gosh. All right. You got it.
The nether regions of the mansion. So you kind of went through that broken Jack in the Box. You ended up in this like attic-y between the walls space, which is just filled with all the junk that's been collected over time. Okay. This is where it all goes to die.
Aha. Or attack you in some cases.
And then similar here on a little more doll theme. So this room's actually much larger than what we're walking through now. It's going to be part of an expansion for next season, but for now it's kind of just working out as a doll workshop space. Same thing as you mentioned before, we were trying to use the ceilings to our advantage to create different layers and tiers so we can bring people in a little bit closer and tighter. This part of the mansion is more of like an alchemy lab, and this is kind of playing into what's going to come next year with the full Frankenstein theming for the mansion. So this is kind of the start of it because, you know, the storyline behind the actual Frankenstein was the alchemist and all that.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to play with that here.
So this is where we have the actual alchemist actor that's
Yes.
here, right? Okay. He does have a mushroom on his head, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then he's got the mushroom poster back there. It's like we almost like played that.
Okay, okay.
And kind of in the courtyard of the mansion.
Yeah, this is a very large scene as well, like a
This is
very
actually
large
going to become
courtyard
the Frankenstein's lab next year. So we're going to use the full height here, go all the way up, and do a bunch of crazy things.
scene. That makes a lot of sense, because I was wondering why there's so much space here for just like a...
It used to be a little bit different in the past years, but then we made some changes in the back. Right now it's just kind of get them through it.
So we're in the garden, and that's why we have all of these...
Spiders
that
eggs and bodies. And now we're heading back in for the final run of the mansion. Again, over behind us over there is that big room that we saw earlier. And like kind of just going through a hallway through the mansion. You got the suits of armor. One of them may or may not move. And then we're going into the dining room.
And this is the final like interior scene of the mansion?
Yep. So here you got 2 sets of windows. This one's a drop. Table opens up. It's almost like I queued it.
Boop, okay.
And then this guy opens up fully, so the actor that dropped over there can come out at you. And as you see here, these 2 portraits are more actors from inside the haunted house. And inside the foyer, there's probably about 6 other ones that are actors that had portraits taken that got put up on the wall in various frames.
All those angry dinner guests you have.
And now we're heading out, so you're gonna come back out of Rosecliff Hall, as you see over there, and go through a final little courtyard run over here.
This courtyard is also one of my favorite, just scenic-wise, because you get to see the full Rosecliff Hall facade there with all the wonderful work on it, and then you get this huge like courtyard here. This is very large.
Yeah, and we use this in the off season with our year-round bar as an overflow area or a private rental area.
That's cool. So when you're using it in the off season, then it just kind of this slides up, right? This
Yep, this comes off, the gates open.
It leads into that area in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, and we can see the whole...
Yeah, you really get to look at everything. So that's the final witch coming to try and pull you back in to be another one of her trick-or-treaters.
Okay.
And then there is one of the trick-or-treaters here too that's like kind of running away from her as that all happens and plays in with that.
And that's it.
And then you go out.
So that was a tour of the full walkthrough with 3 bars.
3 bars, 3 different themed areas.
Okay. About 20 to 35 minute kind of walkthrough depending on
if you're doing the bars, it's about what we've been here is about 45 to 50.
Guests this year have the option of buying the bar pass, and if you have the bar pass, then you'll get kind of taken in the
you'll be guaranteed entry into all 3.
Yeah. Which we went through. But otherwise, if they don't have the bar pass, they're just going through the regular, then you're just going to skip all the bar areas that we toured.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll catch you next time. We also are going to have a full run-through of Hush with the actors and the lights on. So if you're interested in seeing what it looks like with everything in show mode, check the videos in our feed. Thanks for watching.